my friends, how are you today? I am still alive. And yesterday, I finally completed something that I said I was going to complete. I finished watching the movie Tourist Trap.
God help those who get caught in the tourist trap.
I said I had an unboxing not too long ago, and I said I was going to watch this movie. And let me give you a little backstory about the situation here. So, I do this hunting thing where I go on Amazon and I see what the pre-orders are for things that are coming up months and months in advance. And for some reason, this movie popped up. Tourist Trap, okay, horror movie I've never heard of, never seen before, but they were promoting it as almost like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre meets the episode of Twilight Zone with the mannequins that go on vacation and then come back and forget that they're mannequins, and they...
Who do you think you're fooling, Marcia?
Come on, dear. Climb off it.
You remember Marcia?
Marcia.
Anyway, that's the way they were hyping this up. So I was like, okay, that sounds good. Love me some Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Love me some mannequins that are alive and maybe a little crazy or so. I don't know. It's a horror movie, so I'm thinking they're gonna up their game from a Twilight Zone, which is, kind of mild because it's TV. So I got this. Came in the mail, pre-order it, waited months to get this thing. Comes in. I was surprised to find out it's a full moon video, which Full Moon are the people that bring you Puppet Master and Castle Freak and movies like that. Most of these Beeline movies. But this was supposed to be, let me see if I get the year here. Should have had this prepared before I want to say 1979. It just says 1970s. Okay. I'll say 79 because I'm pretty sure that's what I saw but I think this movie came out in 1979. So there was a lot of talk online about the picture quality of this thing. They were like, okay, well, we have a DVD and the DVD quality is not so good, but supposedly the people that got an early preview of this Blu-ray said that the picture quality was worse than the DVD. It had certain spots where it's very washed out, and they just didn't do a great job redoing this Blu-ray. But people were excited. Supposedly this is people's favorite movie. Some people were waiting for this movie to be released on Blu-ray. It's one of somebody's favorites. So hey, I'm not against that because some of my favorites are not your favorites. But somebody waited for this movie. So anyway, pre-order it. Comes in. I'm like, I'm going to sit down and watch this thing. I received it, I want to say 2 weeks ago. I put it in. I lasted about 15 minutes. The beginning of it kind of freaked me out a little bit. It's okay. To try to explain this, it's okay. If you want to see a horror movie that's going to make you very unsettled, go into this totally blind and enjoy it. So what I'm saying right now is stop this video because there's going to be some spoilers and I don't want to ruin it for you. But if you want to hear a little bit about the movie and a couple of spoilers here and there, then keep it going. But if not, pick up the movie Tourist Trap and watch it, and you'll be unsettled throughout the whole movie. If you are a horror fan, even if you're like the biggest horror fan, you've seen some really grotesque, weird type things, okay? This is strange. It's just a strange movie, okay? And so anyway, after that said, disclaimer, now I'm going to spoil it for you. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the movie. So I put the movie in, and I started watching it, and it opens up with this guy. He's trying to for some reason, he's bringing a tire to try to get the tire fixed. So he's rolling this tire through this little it's almost like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre setup. So you're like out in like the I'm not gonna say wilderness. It's more of like a desert type area, and kind of you got like one gas station. There's like one, kind of like a wax museum kind of setup. There's like one of this and one of that. There's not really a lot going on. For some reason, he's bringing this tire to try to get this tire fixed. Why? I don't know. Because they're driving a car, and the car has 4 tires, and they drive the car later, and the car's still driving. So why was this guy walking with the tires? I've yet to figure that one out, but that's okay, because not every horror movie is gonna be perfect, and it's gonna have a couple little weird flaws, and maybe I missed something. If I did, comment below why this guy was wheeling a tire. Was it maybe he was a friend of the people that actually had the car? I'm not sure. I'm a little confused about that one, but anyway. So I get like 15 minutes into this movie. This guy goes in. He goes to this. It's not a wax museum. Well, it's supposed to be a wax museum, but it's more mannequins than it is wax. But the guy refers to it as a wax museum. Very confusing. So he shows up there. There's nobody there. He goes inside, and then all of a sudden these things start to come to life. These statues and mannequins and wax creations or whatever they are, they start to come to life, and they're talking and moving and whatever. Now I'm really confused at this point, but I'm a little unsettled because it's that old gritty, grainy Texas Chainsaw Massacre feel. You know what I mean? So you got that old TV movie type thing. The picture quality, I mean, I have nothing to compare it to because I do not have the DVD, but I was fine. I was fine with the whole thing. I do understand when the people said a couple of washed out scenes. I did see a couple of washed out scenes, but it didn't affect the movie whatsoever. I was like, okay, I'm still going with this. Okay, so we get to the point. The guy's in there. Things are coming to life, whatever, and I fall asleep. Okay, now this is strange. Okay, now maybe I was overtired. Okay, but I was almost like I'm gonna shut this off. I think I'm getting tired, but I'm gonna shut this off because I want to give the movie the benefit of the doubt. I want to like the movie. I love the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. They're referring to this to kind of like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. So I want to give it the full me. I gotta go get myself a couple hours sleep and then put this thing back in when I'm better, well rested. Okay, that was my theory on the whole situation. So fast forward 2 or 3 days later, I guess after I was well rested, and I put it in again. I'm like, I'm gonna watch this movie from beginning to end, start all over again, and I am gonna complete this movie so I can tell you guys about it. So I put it in, and I'm telling you right now, throughout the whole movie, I was unsettled. You know, like I said, I've seen some. I mean, Devil's Rejects. Try to pick out poltergeists and what's like the paranormal activities and the one that really hereditary. That one really freaked me out. But, I've seen a lot of horror movies. I mean, a lot of horror movies and stuff that like I'll Spit on Your Grave and stuff like that. That really hostile and stuff that could really mess you up. But this movie just made me feel weird. I mean, it didn't make me feel weird in a bad way. It was just like, where are we going with this? Is what's going on? You got the character like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You got the Leatherface type character. This guy who wears this mannequin type mask or whatever, but you don't know who it is because all of a sudden, okay, you're in the wax museum / mannequin hut or whatever, and the owner of the thing is like this nice guy. Keeps referring to the girl by her first name, and I feel a little creeped out about his character. I was a little like, is this the killer? Is this the guy? I'm not sure if this is the guy, but he seems really creepy. And why teenage kids don't take off? Why when you don't? I hope I raise my kids smarter than the people in this movie. That's all I gotta say. Because horror movie people are stupid. Okay, there's a lot of stupid horror movie people. I mean, if horror movies been out for years. If you've seen a horror movie, you know you don't go into the wacko's house, especially a wax museum or whatever, in the middle of the night, and you got the strange guy with the overalls. Forget about the guy with the overalls and the shotgun. You know what I mean? If you go into someone's house and they own a wax museum and they're sitting there with the overalls and shotgun and they're referring to you by your first name over and over and over again, and they keep talking to you about their dead wife, and I think it's time to go. I mean, you're gonna run eventually anyway. I mean, eventually somebody's gonna be chasing you. Okay, it's gonna happen. Don't go to the house. Just run now. Okay, I mean, I can understand maybe you're looking for help. But why not go to a place that's a little more lit? You know what I mean? Why not wait to go to like a Denny's or a gas station that's got a lot of lights or something? I mean, and I'm sure a lot of people will comment below and they're gonna be like, yeah, a lot of horror movies they do that, and then all of a sudden they get killed there too. Okay, well, it's not a perfect thing, but it's a lot better than going to the wacko's house that's running the place and is farmer jeans with his shotgun and a bunch of wax statues all around him, talking to them on top of everything else. I mean, the guy was literally talking to him. They were like, "Oh, you treat them like they're like alive," or did they? He's like, "Well, they're my friends," and I'm like, all right, it's time to go. That's why I'd be like, will you stay here with your friends, okay? And I'm going to take my friends and I'm going to get out of here because I know eventually you're going to be chasing us with a chainsaw or a shotgun or some kind of crazy instrument that is probably going to kill half my friends. And then I'm going to have to debate whether or not I like my friends enough to keep running or go back and get them. That's my thing. Most of the time when I watch these things, I'm like, you know what? They were just friends. I think I'll get over it. It's not like it was family or something. Like something that like somebody like I really I can make new friends. You know what I mean? I can't make a new me. So I'd be running. Okay, nothing against my friends personally. Love you to death, but somebody's chasing you with a chainsaw. Good luck. Run. That's all I gotta say. Run as fast as you can because the chances of me coming back to help you are very slim. Okay, because I seen enough of these movies. I know that I'm not gonna make it. Me and you. Why do we both gotta die? You know why? You know, if you like me, and I like you, I feel bad. But why do we both gotta die? You know what's gonna happen. You know, if you watch these movies, you know that if I go back for you, more than likely, unless I'm a girl who's gonna save the day at the end, because usually in these horror movies, it's usually the girl that goes back and she either makes it to the end or she ends up killing the guy, or you think she's killed the guy or whatever. I'm not a female. I'm going to die. You know, so I like you. You know, we're good friends. But you know what? It's time for us to part ways. I got to go. You know what I mean? I got to go. That's what this movie's pretty much. It's like they all show up together, and piece by piece they start getting picked off. It's like the guy says, "Don't leave the house. You stay right here. I'm gonna go see if it's my brother Davy Crockett." That's what he said. Because the girl's looking out the window and the light comes on in a house down the street, and she's like, "Who lives over there in that house?" So he's like, "That's Davy Crockett." Well, that would have been enough for me right there because I know Davy Crockett ain't living in a house down the street. It's time for me to go. You know, it's not. Hello, hey, you and Davy Crockett, you stay here and you have your little conversations, and I'm gonna take my friends and we'll if we see Davy down the road or whatever, we'll make sure that we're driving really fast, and if he gets in front of the car, we're driving over him because I know Davy's crazy and so are you. Time for me to go. That's where I'd be at in this movie right now. That's where I'd be. So when I watch these movies, I put myself in the characters' bodies. I'm there with them. You know what I mean? I'm that little girl. Like why is this guy calling me by my first name? Why does he keep referring to his dead wife? Why is he talking to this guy Davy Crockett down the street? Why does he keep talking to these mannequins and thinking they're talking back? I'd be a little freaked out. You know, I'm smart enough to establish that there's a problem here with this man. There's a problem. Time to go. Get out the house. I don't get. You can keep my tire. You can. I'm taking the car because the car was running. It's not like one of these things where the car broke down, and it was like, oh, I need gas, or I can't find a place for my car, or I need to get that tire fixed. The car had 4 tires. It had gas in the car. You could have kept on going. I don't know why you stopped. You're looking for your friend. He's gone. You know, he ain't coming back. You know, maybe you're like, okay, well. You're being a little insensitive here. You know, he was your friend and he went with the tire to go get it fixed. Listen, you're a dummy, okay? That guy's stupid, okay? He's walking down the street with a tire. I got 4 tires on the car. Why didn't I give him a ride? I don't know. I must not have liked him too much anyway if I wanted him to go walk in the middle of the desert woods, whatever the heck this thing is, and with a tire for no apparent reason whatsoever because my car was running. Why didn't I give him a ride? I don't know. What? Very confusing. Why didn't he wait? Okay, look, he knew if we were in separate cars and he knew that we were coming. Why didn't he wait for me? I must not have been that good of a friend. He probably was like, oh, even if he shows up, he ain't gonna give me a ride. So I better as well walk with this tire. And very confusing. Okay. Bottom line, you just keep driving. That's it. You just keep driving. And why do you gotta take the back roads? Why in all these movies do they take the back? Didn't they see Wrong Turn? Didn't they see movies like this where you take the back? I'm going to take a shortcut. I'm going to go to the darkest area with no police stations and no lights and no convenience stores and no gas station or nothing. I'm going to find the darkest, narrowest road that I could possibly find. I'm going to drive down it and with 4 tires and no spare with minimal gas. I'm going to do that because that's a plot of a horror movie. Stupidity, okay? So this is where we're at with this movie. I'm feeling these characters, okay? And this is not a bad movie. This was actually an enjoyable movie, but I'm telling you, I was on edge. I was on edge for this stupidity. There is so many scenes of people getting tied up in this movie. And then like cutting through the ties with one time they find a saw blade and he's cutting through a saw, and then he's chewing through his they got him tied up with rope. He's chewing through the rope. Then they put a chain on him, and this guy was like the David Copperfield slash Sigmund and Freud. You know the guys I'm talking about. He was like a magician. This guy. He just kept breaking out of these things. But you know what he couldn't do? He couldn't get out of the house because every time he break out, the guy with the mask would show up and be like, "Oh," and the guy with the mask. I'll tell you right now, he has his voice, and it's like, "Hello, you want to try to talk to?" It's like it was almost like. Who are you? Why are you're disguising your voice? Clearly, tell you're disguising your voice. The brother's crazy. Davy Crockett's your name. You're living down the street. For some reason, you're tying people up. And what he does is he ties them up and he turns them into mannequins or wax sculptures or whatever. He actually doesn't kill anybody. Like you would think that, it's not. It's very strange. He puts plaster on your face until your heart stops. He calls it you're gonna die of fear. He's like, you're gonna die of fear, and he explains step by step. He's like, first I'm gonna cover your eyes and you're not gonna be able to see anymore, then I'm gonna cover your mouth, and then the last place where you can breathe, I'm gonna cover your nose and you ain't gonna be able to breathe anymore, and then your heart's gonna explode and you're gonna die. A lot of fun, you know what I mean? It's like, why did you stop at the house? I don't know, but I'll tell you right now, this is definitely worth a watch. Blu-ray, DVD, I don't care what you get. I put it off. I fell asleep. That was me. That was me just being tired. This was a great horror, 70s horror movie, okay? It stands the test of time. I put it, I would not say it was a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's not even in the same boat as a Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Not even the same car with 3 wheels and a flat tire. It's Texas Chainsaw Massacre-ish, because you have the character with the mask, with the big fluffy hairdo from the, but very, very confused. And supposedly the guy has like telekinesis and stuff like that. The murderer guy that he can like move things, and that's the reason why you see the talking mannequins and everything. I'm not giving too much away because it's all like right at the beginning of the movie, and it just keeps going from there. And I'll tell you right now, if you want to be engulfed in just edge. I mean, I'm telling you, I literally, I don't think I've seen a movie in a long time where I'm kind of like, where is this going? Where are they going? What are they doing? How many times are you going to fall into the same trap? How many times are you going to keep doing the same exact thing? And then I'm thinking about the timeline in the years. This came out in the 70s. Maybe there wasn't too many horror movies in the 70s. I don't know. Maybe they didn't see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre yet. But, it's like, why are you doing the things? And I'm literally in the room with the door shut, and I'm talking to the TV. I mean, nobody's home, and I'm like, why are you doing this? What is your issue? Why did you do this thing? This is not making any sense. And I was just at edge from beginning to end. The ending, it has an ending, okay? It was appropriate. You know what I mean? I have a hard time with movies that end and you're like, what was that? You know what I mean? What was it? Just, what was that? Did I figure anything out? But I'll tell you right now, people complaining about the picture quality, people complaining about the grain and the washed out. For the type of movie it is, that to me added to the experience, because it looked like I was watching like something like a found print of something that was like lost for years and years and years, and it didn't take anything. Everything was clear enough to see. It wasn't like blurry where you're like, oh, I can't watch this. This is terrible. I'm upset about it. No, it was decent, and I said I was gonna watch it, and I watched it. Would I watch it again? That's the next question. Yes, I would put this in again. I would probably fast forward past the wheel guy, only because his stupidity drives me crazy. It's like it was just, I don't think I could go through that again. With that poor guy, because I just don't think I could do it. But everything else after that, it was good. And the killer in this, I want to say he was in like the Dukes of Hazzard or something. I know this guy from somewhere. It was a Dukes of Hazzard movie or a car racing movie with Burt Reynolds. It was something, whatever. I think it might have been Hooper. I think he was in Hooper. Hooper? I think he was in Hooper. I think he played like one of the guys they fought in a bar. Hooper's a movie with Burt Reynolds back in the day. But I recognize the guy. I'm like, I know this guy from somewhere. And he's the brother of, David. Hey, listen, all I got to say is it's worth a watch. If you have not seen or heard of Tourist Trap yet, look it up. Watch a trailer. And then pick up the movie. I got this dirt cheap. The other reason why I bought this so cheap, I didn't know anything about it, but for some reason Amazon was selling it for $12.95 or something like that. I was like, $12.95 for a Blu-ray that everybody seems to be hyped up about. Can't wait for it to come out. I'm going to pre-order. And I pre-ordered it. I was like, I don't even know what it is. I went into this totally blind. I don't know what it is. But you tell me a Texas Chainsaw, you tell me a Twilight Zone. I love them both. I'm going to go with it. And it came in $12 and change, free shipping, because I spent over $50, or $35, whatever, $25, whatever the Amazon free shipping. I don't have Prime. I don't deal with that Prime stuff. But anyway, I got it in and I watched it. It was good. It was worth $12.95, and it will make the Wall of Fame. Yes, some of the movies that I own, they go in a closet, they go in a bin, they go in a closet. I'm like, I'm never gonna watch you again. No, I got you. I'll put you in my catalog, and so I know I got you. I won't buy you again, but I won't ever watch you again. But you're gonna be cataloged to put away, just in case 10 years from now somebody's like, oh well, you have this movie, and I'm like, yeah, I want to refresh it. This one is going to make it onto the main horror wall, because this is something that I definitely would watch again. It's something that definitely put me on edge. And I'll tell you another thing is that this is not a kid's movie. Do not watch it with the kids. It's got a lot of violence, got a lot of things going on, but there's no bad scenes in this movie. You know what I mean? I was like, there's no nudity. I don't even think there's any language. Like, it's rated R, of course, for the violence and everything, but I don't even remember there being a swear in this movie. And I thought that was, it's kind of cool that a movie like that can put you on edge and you don't have any of these other elements that would be, like, I could sit down with my 18-year-old daughter and feel comfortable with her watching this from beginning to end. I'll be like, I feel uncomfortable. I got to look away. I hope you look away. Nothing like that. It was just an on-edge horror movie that I never heard before. Excellent deal, $12.95, and I recommend it to anybody that has never seen it. So, Tourist Trap gets the thumbs up from me, and with that said, I will see you later.